churches here in the community during the early times that were African American? Were there other churches as well?
There have never been but 3 major churches in Bluffton. 3 of them were black, 3 of them were white. It was Campbell Chapel Union Church, St. John Baptist Church, and First Zion Baptist Church. Those are the black churches. There was the United Methodist Church on Calhoun Street, Church of the Cross, which is an Episcopal Church on Calhoun Street, right on the Mirror River, the infamous, the oldest church in Bluffton, the Episcopal Church of the Cross, and Bluffton First Baptist, which is across the street. Those were the 3 white churches. Those were only 6 major churches in Bluffton before we started annexing. Bluffton was 1 square mile.
Okay, well, tell us something else about Campbell as you remember, as far as throughout the years. How has it changed?
Well, it's changed significantly even since I've come back. In terms of our membership, much more aggressive now in terms of carrying out our mission of the church. We have the culture of the church is somewhat changed. We have where going back 25, 30 years ago, congregation was primarily homegrown people, descendants of original families. But now, in the last 25, 30 years, we've had an infusion from all over the country and all over the world who live in this area to join our congregation. Quite a different spectrum.
Well, what about the change you've noticed about Bluffton itself over the years?
Well, that's a different story. I'll write a book about that. All of which I'm not so fond of. Accepted. We look forward to just doing the best we can under the circumstances.
What about the other buildings that you remember as a child that are no longer remaining, that maybe contributed to the minorities as far as laborers or entrepreneurs in the community? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, the businesses that existed back in the 40s and 50s no longer exist in Bluffton. They've been replaced by new entrepreneurs, and there were, for that time, there was sufficient grocery stores. We didn't have a furniture store, but we had a hardware store. We had the People's Store. We had the Fripp Store. We had what we used to refer to as the Mercantile Store, which was on the corner of Church and Calhoun Street. We had Mr. Boyle Bruin's store, Mr. Martin Austin's store. But while those businesses vanished, and Some of them were replaced by upscale restaurants.